The high school just got a big grant to build tiny houses, and they got to build two of these tiny houses. We had a couple of businesses locally that stepped up with materials and with expertise that need to be recognized, and we're going to recognize those who stepping in. Although they may not come up with great ideas, they sure help us out as part of it.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And we enjoyed working with the school district.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, we're up to, we have 3 discussion items tonight. First one up is scheduling an advisory vote of citizens regarding potential recreational marijuana sales in the city. As part of our staff's presentation, I want to make it clear that in 2016, we decided that this issue would be put to vote of the people as to whether they would be in favor of that or not. At that time, it was consideration in November. A month ago, 3 council members asked to bring that back for reconsideration of a specific date. This has absolutely nothing to do whether those sales would be allowed in the city or what parameters might be. This is simply a matter of scheduling with voted people as to what their preference is. It's a non-binding issue, but one would presume that elected officials would follow the will of the people. Should the citizens vote in favor of such a measure, then there would be a public process to make a determination, again, whether it would be allowed, where those parameters are. And that is certainly some point in the future. Tonight it's just a matter of when we're going to schedule that advisory vote. Staff's going to make a presentation. Council members will have an opportunity to ask staff some questions. Then I'll open it for public comment before we come back for deliberations. City Manager?
Thank you, Mayor. As you indicated, the purpose of this discussion item is for council to provide direction to staff regarding the council's preference for the timing of the advisory vote regarding the question of whether or not the City Council should lift the current prohibitions on recreational marijuana. In 2014, the City Council adopted Ordinance 2269 that established the zoning prohibitions that we currently have regarding recreational marijuana production, processing, and retail land uses as licensed by the state. A recent discussion by City Council has raised the potential of revising the intended date for the advisory vote, and the question is whether it should be shifted from the general election this year to the primary election. There are 2 sets of deadlines, of course, for how the council would proceed regarding these 2 options. Resolutions for the August 1 primary election are due to the County Auditor's Office by May 12, 2017. And the last scheduled regular meeting of the City Council prior to that date, when that resolution could be adopted, is May 2nd, 2017. The other option, for the general election, resolutions are due for the November 7th general election to the County Auditor's Office by August 1st, 2017. And the last scheduled regular meeting of the City Council prior to that date for adoption of that resolution is July 19th, 2017. The City Council's desired timing of this advisory vote may be based on many different factors and perspectives. An objective factor, maybe the only one the staff has been able to determine for this decision, may be the average difference in voter turnouts for primary and general elections. Voter turnouts are measured by the difference between voter registrations at that time and the ballots cast for that election. For Snohomish, this means assessing the voter registration and ballots cast within the city's 10 voter precincts. These voter turnout results can be seen as a potential indication of future voter participation, but they're just a trend line. That's nothing more than that. The attached staff analysis, there's a table attached in the packet that provides voter turnout for the years, the odd-numbered years of 2005 through 2015. These odd-numbered years are the years in which city council elections are being held. That's why we wanted to take a look at that, because of special interest for the community. This analysis shows that there was an average of 777 more votes cast in the general elections of these years than during the primary elections. Other considerations the council may want to think about are upcoming municipal elections in 2017 for council and mayor, the interests of retail marijuana businesses seeking to locate, citizen interest in participating in this advisory vote, and revenue considerations. No additional election costs are expected for this decision, that is the advisory vote, because we will already have city council and mayor, potentially mayor, elections on both the August primary election as well as the general election in November. So because we have those elections already scheduled, the county auditor office will not charge us for an additional advisory measure to be placed on that ballot. However, voters endorse the concept of lifting zoning regulations, restrictions I should say, and the council were to then take action to revise and adopt a new ordinance that permits recreational marijuana businesses in town, there may be some potential future revenues. However, there is also some concern that those revenues may be time limited by legislative actions in the future, and we do not know how that may turn out in future sessions. So far, we haven't seen any legislative restrictions adopted in the current legislative session in Olympia. At that point, we have no further analysis for the City Council. Happy to answer any questions that you may have, either regarding the staff report or the table that we presented for the election results on page 17 of the Council's packet this evening.
Thank you, Senator. Does council have any questions of staff? Councilmember Schlatt?
I don't have a question of staff, but I have another analysis to add that wasn't included in this. And I guess I have to say I'm absolutely flabbergasted that this is even on the agenda. I wasn't here when this discussion came up, and I wish I would have been, because I would make clear that the only consideration that we have is what we discussed and what we, at the conclusion that the council came to, what we told the citizens that we would do, and that was that we would put an advisory vote on the November ballot. So I'm not understanding where this came from and why this would even be discussed to be the change to pull the rug out from underneath the community when we had probably 100 people come to that meeting. And really, after that meeting, I think that we didn't have the votes. It was clear we didn't have the votes to do what the community wanted, and that was to have a ban on marijuana. And so our compromise was to put it out to an advisory vote to the community, and that's what we said we would do. The council agreed on that. The council agreed on November of 2017. So I am just perplexed as to why this is back on an agenda. I mean, of all the things that we've been criticized for this year that are not, I would say, legitimate, this one would be a legitimate one to be criticized for. Why is this on our agenda? I am just, I have very rarely been frustrated with council, but I am very frustrated that this is on here. So I guess I have questions to my council members as to why this is back.
Sure. When this came up, two meetings ago, the rules of council is that any three members can bring an issue, can request an issue to be brought, and that's why it's being brought back. And in this meeting was chosen in the sense that we would be full council. What's the evaluation?
Why?
Any other questions of, and I'll open it to comments, Mr. Davis.
Yeah, good evening, Morgan Davis, 206I. Mr. Mayor, you and Councilman Rorschach were absent from the last council meeting, so please refer to page 10, item 9, under new business in tonight's packet, and my citizen comments on the cannabis issue on page 1. And it was Mayor Pro Tem Shalati that asked the council to discuss my suggestion of a straight up or down vote on lifting the cannabis ban at the next council meeting. It was Pro Tem Shalati that said that this would be discussed tonight. So it baffles me why she's flipping again on this thing. And the council concurred with her. It's in the minutes. Look at the packet. Now, and it was actually council members Guzak and Rorschach at the February 21st council meeting who wanted to move up the advisory cannabis measure from November 7th to August 1st in order to, quote, give clarity to the Cushry Snohomish business owner. It's in the minutes. Well, an up or down vote by the council lifting the ban will give immediate clarity to the business owner. That's what you should be doing and talking about. And as you know, the scheduled cannabis advisory measure is non-binding. Members of this council need not abide by the results, nor the new council members next January. One candidate, I won't give his name, he said with whatever the election, I'm not going to abide by it. I'm going to vote my conscience. So, and then the council members have every right to do that. That's what they're elected for and paid for. So to give clarity now is the best option for everyone. If the ban is lifted, the city will get more tax revenue. If the ban is upheld, the Cushry will be able to proceed with legal action or even pay the $500 a day penalty, bringing in more revenue to the city, $15,000 a month. And then please remember the results of the real and binding election on I-502, where 55% of the Snohomish voters already voted in favor of legal cannabis. So now I'd like to read a few excerpts from the February 27th Seattle Times editorial on recreational marijuana. It starts out quoting President Trump says, I think in terms of marijuana and legalization, I think that should be a state issue, state by state. Support for legalization has doubled since 2000 to a 60% approval margin in the October 2016 Gallup poll. The basic argument for legalizing marijuana is as strong as it was in 2012 when Washington and Colorado led the way. Prohibition cultivates the black market and perpetuates racial injustice. In a letter to the new Attorney General, Sessions, Governor Inslee and the AG Bob Ferguson said a return to prohibition won't stop consumption trafficking. It is far more likely that commerce in marijuana will simply move back underground, returning bumper profits to criminal groups while once again depleting government resources. Legalization done right, as Washington has, limits youth access, regulates seed-to-sale production, and taxes rather than criminalizes adult recreational use.
Thank you, Mr. Davis. Please wrap up.
Okay, one more thing, 10 seconds. You already gave people to talk on marijuana on the citizens' comments, so they're going to be talking twice on it, getting 6 minutes. So give me 10 seconds. The American people have moved beyond prohibition because it was a destructive, ineffective policy. Thank you.
Mr. McGowan. Mr. McGowan is next.
Okay, I was interrupted by somebody here.
Well, here we are again. And I appreciate your comments, Lynn, on why are we doing this. This has taken a lot of time out of my schedule, but I have deep convictions about this issue. Most of you know that I came out of the drug world as a drug dealer, and this is something that is real personal to me. I'm encouraged. I'm encouraged because we have a new Attorney General. The Attorney General in 2012, at that time was Eric Holder, he opened the door to not prosecuting states if they wanted to pursue marijuana themselves. I have here a package that substantiates my claim from day one And what it is, it's National Families in Action. It's documented, and I've made a copy for council. There's 32 pages here, and it supports my allegations of what Soros and 2 other billionaires did. What they went to was low-lying fruit. They picked the states that they felt that they could impress with their money. And in 2012, when I-502 was passed, there was over $3 million, almost $4 million came from these 3 individuals, and we got sucker punched. The constituency of Washington State got sucker punched. And so I want to submit this as something to read. I don't know, as a document.
So you say you're against it or for?
I'm against marijuana. I hate marijuana. I think it's a gateway drug, and I think it opens up the door to apathy. You can drive through my neighborhood, Morgantown, and you can tell who smokes weed. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty obvious. Since we have a new sheriff in town by the name of Jeff Sessions, last week this stated, let's see here, this was last 15th or 16th. I'm going to give you this and another one. And what it is he's putting together busts against these illegal grow operations that are in Denver. I mean, what has flourished in the economy, in the black market, is commingling, and it's really gotten out of hand. So I would ask that you would walk carefully at this time, because this whole thing is a house of cards, and it can come crashing down at any given moment. It's a bad drug, and I'll close with this. I'm going to give you this whole package for you guys. I didn't have time to photocopy. It says, here's some of the nomenclature that the pot community uses.
Down, please wrap up.
Okay. Stoned, high, wasted, baked, fried, cooked, bent, couch locked. And I'll conclude with this. Which of these words are consistent with good parenting, quality education, safe driving, good judgment, successful employment, productive citizen?